Sonia West. Welcome to SANJHI GALBAAT. Today in the studio we have a very loving family who has organized something wonderful every year. Uncle Vinny's Toy Drive. Every year it happens, and this year is the 4th year. We talked to them last year, and we're going to talk to them again today and tell you what's coming up for this season and the spirit of giving. So welcome to the studio, Pinder Saran and Tejpal Maan. Sat Shri Akal. Sat Shri Akal. Asi thanu last year we mile sige. The Uncle Vinny's Toy Drive. Very successful. Minu cheta kinne toys tusi collect kitte sige. The jehde sade darshak dekh rahe hain, maybe hale ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ. We need to get the word out there. We had very successful last year. Every year more and more successful. Yeah. The es saal bhi maybe we'll get triple what we had last year. So let's start from the beginning. Uncle Vinny's Toy Drive. First of all, tusi pehla dasso who you are. Apne bare thoda jiha dasso, and then we'll get into why we had this toy drive happening every year.
I'm Vinny's sister, oldest sister, and then this is our dad, Tejpal Maan. He's, yeah, so that's who we are. We came together and we put together the toy drive because we lost my brother suddenly in 2019. Vinny, yeah. And he's got nieces and nephews, so we thought Uncle Vinny's Toy Drive, he's always going to be an uncle, and that's how we came up with the name. Yeah. Holidays became hard. With him passing around Christmas and his birthday being in November. So we needed to get out of this and we needed to put our grief to good and try to make it as less difficult as possible during the holidays. Right. And that's why we came up with the toy drive. Yeah. It runs from November 12th to December 10th this year. And we have bins outside in the community, at businesses, and where you can drop off toys, you can contact us directly. Right. And that's kind of how the toy drive came to be.
Good. But ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਨੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ, that's your brother, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪੁੱਤ, ਤਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਪੂਰੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ, obviously so difficult, that's the hardest thing, but ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ beautiful, you're doing a beautiful thing for kids, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਸੀ last year ਵੀ ਵਿਨੀ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ personality ਸੀਗੀ, ਜਿਹੜੀ personality ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸੋ, and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟੋਏ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰਦੇ
ਉਹਦੇ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਿਡਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੌਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਫਿਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਹਰੇਕ ਨੂੰ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰਨੀ, ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਆਹ ਦਿੰਦਾ, ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲੇ ਆ, ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਹ ਦਿੰਦਾ। ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸੋਚ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਇੰਨਾ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਸੀ ਟੋਏ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੈਪੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਚੁਣ ਲਿਆ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਟੋਏ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਆ
the childlike, very fun loving.
ਛੋਟੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਟੋਏ ਹੋਣਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਛੋਟਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਨਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਲਿਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਣਾ ਵੀ ਲੈ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਖੇਡ, ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡ।
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਲਾਸਟ ਈਅਰ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕਰਦੀ ਸੀ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਕੋਈ ਮਤਲਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆ ਮਿਲੂਗਾ। It was all very pure of heart.
Absolutely.
Even there's a story I think about somebody celebrating their birthday in a pub. What about this one?
Guildford Station.
Guildford Station. That was his place.
Yeah. We joked about it. So the Guildford Station pub we called it his office, his second home. He would take his laptop there and work. And there came a year where him and his friends met an older gentleman who had lost his family in a car accident. Is the story that I was told. And he felt heartbroken for him. He's like, he's got nobody. He comes, he sits there, he has beer, he has breakfast. And it hit him. So moving forward, he decided that he came together with his friends, and every Christmas they would buy him gifts. They would celebrate his birthday, anything to just bring some joy to this older gentleman's life. And, you know, like you said, he would not get anything out of that other than just satisfaction of that he's being able to help someone or put a smile on someone's face. And, wherever he went, you know, he always had this radiant smile, and that's just, and it was the most genuine smile. And that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to put smiles back on children's faces.
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ Uncle Vinny's Toy Drive ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸੀ at Guildford Station, because if he's doing that back then, trying to bring him some Christmas cheer, he'd already started without even knowing what was going to happen in his life.
Absolutely.
I know you have a very big family. ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਸੀ last year ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਂਝੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ we like to talk about community issues, and you know everybody has questions, so we try to get answers for those. ਜਦੋਂ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਇਕੱਠਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਸਾਰੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਰਕੇ, ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨਿਆਣੇ they like to be on their computers, they like to be with their friends, ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ lots of people. ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ they were bringing the toys in, organizing it, working together, wearing matching clothes. It was a fun little event, but also just really enjoyed by all of them. Like nobody was saying, I don't want to be here. Everybody was helping. That's एक ਵੱਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਇਦਾਂ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਰੱਖਣਾ, especially after such a big tragedy. Talk about that.
He brought us closer together. You know, like, yes, it was a painful time, and he was just that individual that wanted everybody together. The Christmas before he passed, last minute plans, we ended up having my mussy over, my cousins over, his friends over. It just became, and it was all him. It was all him, like, no, I want to do this. And that's resonated with us, and it's brought us closer together. Vinny had so much joy, and in his name, everybody wants to give that joy back. Right? And that's what that's a legacy that we're trying to carry on here, right? You know, the unity and the closeness and giving, right?
I think you definitely are. When we think about Vinny, we think about joy, we think about toys. We don't think about sadness.
No.
We think about, I can actually remember video sagi, he's putting the star at the top of the tree. I'm not even related to your family, but it stayed with me. Asi hun 1 saal to baad milaya, but jehdi thodi kahani, I think about it often. Your family is just so loving, and even I never met Vinny. I feel like I know Vinny. That's the kind of personality he has. He's still, you know, you are keeping his memory alive. And I'm sure he's probably watching and going, they're doing a great job. The story with the tree, tell us a bit about that.
So I always went over and put their trees up. And this one
You're the organized one. I know you are.
I try. And one year I couldn't make it for whatever reason. I don't know if we were just at odds or like, you know,
maybe
siblings, weather, something, right? Couldn't make it. Or maybe I just didn't care to make a point. But him and my cousin Andy decided that they're going to put the Christmas tree up on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Chaos. They couldn't get the lights to work. They couldn't get this to work. They couldn't get that to work. And I always give in. Like, I'm a sucker for them, and I'm fine, I'll show up. And then the tree star, again, this was the Christmas before he passed. We had, you know, family group chat, massive family group chat. And he calls me out and says, Pinder wouldn't buy me a star for the tree.
Right.
And it became a bit of a tit and tat. And I'm like, buddy, you work, you know. So that Christmas, I bought him a star for the tree.
Okay.
And it's nothing. It's just a star. Right. It really was nothing. It was, you know, $15 star from Canadian Tire. But the smile on that man's face. And he actually said, he's like, my tree is now complete. Right. Little did we know that was going to be his last tree that he was going to enjoy with us. The following year, the year that he passed, we had put up a tree. You know, like us as a culturally, we'd say no, we're not going to celebrate Christmas because he passed on December 11th.
Celebration but you did.
We celebrated. We had the tree up. You know, there was conversation about taking it down, and I said no, like, this is him. We can't take it down. We didn't light it. It was hard. We just, you know, it was still a dark time.
Of course.
But we still made it like he would never want us to take that joy away from our kids. So we did. We celebrated the best we could, as hard as it may have been. But that star is now framed with the same picture that everybody sees on social media of him putting it on the tree. And all of our trees has a star now. And he's our forever star,
he is a star.
He is in his own way.
So let's talk about the toy drive, because honoring Vinny's memory is the most beautiful thing. We do a lot of but you guys are not victims at all. You guys are like, we're trying to make a positive from this. So toys for kids that can't afford it. Jinna bachchiyan nu Christmas ho celebrate nahi kar sakde, tusi ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ dreams ਪੂਰੇ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ by getting them toys. How do our viewers, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਆ, how do they get involved? How are they doing this? What's the process?
So they can reach out to us. We have Facebook, we have Instagram. They can email us at unclevinnystoydrive@gmail.com. We are looking for businesses who will keep a bin at their location to encourage their clients, customers,
Do you
vendors.
provide that bin?
We would provide that bin. We
Okay.
will come drop it off.
Okay.
You get to say hi to us, and we will place posters and everything that you need.
Okay.
We just ask that you share.
Yeah.
And,
You
know,
can
to
bring one
clients.
here. Bring one here.
Perfect.
One in the car.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you
Leave
go.
it with me.
If you're
We'll do that, and I'll promote it as the time
Yeah.
goes on.
That's
So just ਸਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ, they'll know that we have that bin at Sanjha TV in the Khalsa Library. We'll keep it there.
Perfect.
So it's
I
kind of actually
appreciate
it's kind of a beautiful thing because Christmas is Christian,
Yeah.
and the Khalsa Library, so it's just kind of
Brings
you know
everything together.
Yeah.
And that's the unity of it. Like that's what we don't discriminate. Vinny wouldn't discriminate.
Yeah.
You know, old, young, black, blue. You know.
insaniyat.
Yeah.
Is-
Exactly. It's
yeah.
humanity.
Okay, so people can ask for bins to their businesses.
Yeah.
That's one thing how we can help. The other thing is you'll take cash donations as well.
We will take cash donations. If you're donating directly to Uncle Vinny's Toy Drive, we will purchase toys on your behalf.
Okay.
Our goal is not the dollars, it's the toys. We want
Yeah.
to see that big mountain in our house. And if you want a tax receipt, the donations can go directly to Salvation Army. You just have to ask them to put it under Uncle Vinny's Toy Drive.
Okay.
We have a QR code on our posters on our website that you can link to, and you just select Uncle Vinny's Toy Drive and you make that donation.
Okay.
And if you have toy donations that you want to give to us that
Yeah.
you cannot make it to a bin or a location that has a bin,
Right.
let us know. We're more than happy to come pick them up.
Okay.
The only stipulation is the toys must be new, unwrapped,
Yeah.
and ages 0 to 16. So newborns and 16-year-old, up to
Okay.
16-year-olds.
I was going to ask toys kis tarah de thanu chahide hai? So specifically, is there anything that you want us to look for?
So typically, kids between 3 and 10 get a lot of toys.
Yeah.
So newborns, like,
Yeah.
5 days old to
three.
the age of 3,
ਘੱਟ ਮਿਲਦੇ
ਘੱਟ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ teenagers ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ,
Okay.
right? Teenagers like toy ਇੰਨੇ use ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲਈ AirPods, electronics, beauty supplies,
Yeah.
shavers,
Okay.
blow dryers, ਓਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ,
Right.
yeah.
Actually, that's a good point, Pinder. ਕਰਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ toys ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ, we think ਖਿਡੌਣੇ, right?
Yeah.
ਅਸੀਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਪਏ 16 to how is it 16 to 18?
Well,
About
16 to 18 is teenagers. So
Yeah.
Salvation Army collects to 18.
Okay.
We usually 16.
Okay. So even a 16-year-old, we don't think about what they need.
Yeah.
A shaver. Yeah, there's a young man that probably needs to shave,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also beauty supplies like maybe a little nail polish kit or
Yeah.
something for a young girl that
Yeah.
might want it. So that's really good to make that distinction.
Yeah.
Not just regular toys, but toys from
Yeah.
all of the ages.
Yeah. Jewelry.
Yeah.
Kids even like toques.
Yeah.
Because we have to remember that we are fortunate. We don't think about putting on a toque.
Yeah.
We don't think about putting on a glove. Not everybody's that fortunate.
That's right.
Right? Yeah. Toys, yes, it brings them joy. To many, the toques bring joy too, right? Like,
Right.
I had the opportunity with my cousin to go volunteer at the Salvation Army toy shop.
Okay.
Last year for the first year, and it's becoming we're going again this year. So on my brother's birthday, which is November 29th, we went and celebrated by volunteering at the toy shop.
Oh.
And this woman came in. I distinctively remember her, I still get goosebumps.
Yeah.
She had 5 children
Okay.
between the ages of 5 and 13.
Yeah.
She'd just been through a very hard time.
Yeah.
Abusive relationship, broken marriage, next to nothing that she other than what she had was what she had. So she had been using Salvation Army services, whether it be the food kitchen or whatever, for some time. And Salvation Army had come to me and said, "We have this one larger toy
Yeah.
that we want you to give to somebody that you feel could really benefit from it
Okay.
or would actually appreciate it."
Yeah.
It was a Nintendo 64.
Oh wow.
And I looked at her chart. And I can just see the age gap and, the older kids may not want, this or that, the other. And the deal was if you take this gift and you're going to give it to your kids, that means your older 3 children won't get their large gift. They can
Right.
still get their smaller gifts. They won't get their large gift from Salvation Army.
Okay.
And she said, okay. And I said, it's a Nintendo 64. This woman dropped to her knees. Crying, and the hugs that we
Yeah.
like the hugs
I know what you mean. I can feel it
right
too.
like
Yeah.
the hugs that we got, and she refused to take toys for any of the other children. Like even the younger children, the 3 or the 5, 7, and 8, who may not enjoy this Nintendo 64 or sorry, Nintendo Switch it was. But I had to force her to, because that's how much she appreciated just that one gift.
Yes.
I had to say, no, like your little kids, at least take something. Like I had to force her to take books for these kids. And that's when, like, that was so heartwarming. And that was what made me kind of say, yes, we are doing the right thing. And yes, we are giving back and we are making a positive impact on people's lives.
That is beautiful. अपनी लाइफ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਈ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆ ਚੀਜ਼ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਆ ਨਵੀਂ ਕੋਟੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਆ ਨਵੀਂ ਡਰੈਸ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਆ ਨਵੀਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਗੇਮ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਭਈ 2021 22 23 it's like we want 2024 2025 video games that family less fortunate ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਚੀਜ਼ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਉਨੀ ਮੈਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ that's what she's saying ਵਾਧੂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣੀ the fact that you gave that gift when the kids play that with the age difference between all of those kids, they kind of bond together as well, I'm sure, because it brings the family together. You know, we as parents even, we're looking at Christmas time, you know, you could buy something in the memory of, you know, your brother's birthday and be like, well, I'll go out and have, you know, a delicious dinner. Vinny would love that. But you're actually going to Salvation Army and spending time helping less fortunate people. That is a really good message for our viewers. So ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕ ਸੁਣ ਰਹੇ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ they should be inspired ਵੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਏਦਾਂ ਸੋਚਣ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਵਕਤ ਦੇਈਏ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਪੈਸੇ ਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਇਸ economy ਵਿੱਚ it's very difficult. So that's a beautiful story. What other stories maybe ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ story ਹੋਗੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ share ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ family ਦੀ help ਹੋਈ ਹੋਗੀ
ਉਹਦਾ always ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਨਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਡੈਡੀ go help all the time. That's his weakness.
Vinny's weakness? Helping people.
Helping. ਤੁਰੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਲਿਆ ਡੈਡੀ buy him coffee. Sometimes.
And then you did.
Yes. ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਹਿਤਾ it's okay, it's fine.
Just strangers.
Anybody.
Wow.
Anybody.
I know, it's crazy. How old was Vinny when he passed away?
35.
30.
Yeah, he turned 35 on November 29th and he passed December 11th. So this year marks 5 years since he's passed. And also his 40th.
Wow.
So it's a tough year for sure. I didn't think it was going to be as hard even for myself. We have our challenges.
Of course.
And the days that are hard, we get up and we pick up and we're like, okay, let's start planning the toy drive. Whether it be wrapping. He's been wrapping boxes since the first week of October for collections. And then, you know, he's been on my case. Like, okay, let's get this out. Let's get this out kind of thing. Right? I'm like, okay, stop, take a pill. And we've expanded as well. We've started a Christmas market, which will be held on November 30th.
Oh, tell me about that. What is that?
So it's a market where vendors will come sell their items, whether they be homemade or if they're a sales rep for an organization. This will be November 30th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Tynehead Community Hall on 168 and 96. We still have some tables available to rent. Rental is $35 per table, and that $35 goes to buy toys.
Wonderful.
Like all of it.
Okay.
And admission to those that want to come see the market, purchase stuff. It's admission by toy or a minimum donation of $5.
Wonderful.
So you know, you come, you shop, you do some Christmas shopping. We have a wide range of vendors. We have crocheters, we have baked goods, we have our bond coming. So it's a wide range. It's a nice little event.
And also ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਸੋਚੀਦਾ Christmas time ਤੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਈਏ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ what's exciting and there's only so many restaurants you can go to so if you can go to a Christmas market with your family and do a little bit of last minute shopping as well it's a good thing. That's a good initiative.
We have actually a wonderful group of kids which resonates with me because it reminded me of my brother. They've made bracelets and crafts and Christmas ornaments and they're selling them at the market and the proceeds are going to Children's Hospital. So their sales are going to Children's Hospital. So it's so very fitting, right?
It's so beautiful when the community comes together and then pays it forward like that. So volunteers, are you guys looking for volunteers? Tell me a bit about that. I know you have a huge family. I saw that.
Yeah.
I've never seen, honestly, I've never seen anybody work so well together and so many age, like the difference from the littlest to the oldest, you know. And then everybody just loading up with the Salvation Army, which we saw last year. We'll show clips of that during this program as well, just so that people understand what we're talking about. But yeah, talk about that.
So volunteering right now, like I said, we need locations for collection bins. In terms of volunteers, the only volunteers we need right now would be people driving to pick up and drop off toys. Okay. So dropping off bins at locations, and then around December 10th, we're going to go back and pick those up. Okay. Because we have so many vendors, it's hard for us to kind of get around everywhere on the day that we say, so it ends up over the course of the week. So drivers could be appreciated. Other than that, we are trying to get our website up and going. If anybody knows of services that can help us get our website going, that would be amazing. Okay. But in terms of everything else, it's, you know, if you have time to go volunteer, I would strongly suggest contacting Salvation Army. They can really use some volunteers right now.
It's so nice. Christmas is all about that Christmas spirit and kind of just identifying who needs the help. And with Vinny's memory, one of the yaad de naal tusi, you're making this a beautiful time instead of a sad time. Although we are sad that Vinny's not here, I'm sure that Vinny is here in spirit. And he's probably so overwhelmed. You know, he's not just saying, Dad, buy that guy a coffee. He's saying, Dad, give all the kids all the toys. You're doing a great thing. So, mainu bahut maan hai thanu thana gal karke. And I'm really, it's in my heart. Like, I'm so proud of you guys. Seriously. From the time I met you to today, I'm trying to do this show without crying because I know it's a very emotional thing, and I can see you're very emotional. God bless you both. And your whole family, and Vinny. Vinny's very proud. So one message if you want to give to our community. We'll start with you, Pinder. You can give a message right in that camera over there.
Like I said, it's the holidays. It's the time for giving. Please open up your hearts. I'm not saying just to wallets. Like Sonia said, get out there, volunteer, come together with your community. Community at the holidays is the best thing you can have. It heals so much grief, so much pain. Just be there for one another. Thank you.
Thank you, Pinder. And ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ?
ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੀ ਰਿਕੁਐਸਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਜੀ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਐਂਡ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ, ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੈ, ਬੱਚੇ ਐਕਸਾਈਟਡ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ। ਇਸ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ, ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਓਨੀ ਕਰੋ।
Very good. Thank you so much, and best of luck. And we'll keep in touch with you, and we'll get that bin at the Council Library. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you. So, उम्मीद है थानू साडे आज दा प्रोग्राम पसंद आया। जे तुसी volunteer कर सकदे आ किसी दी भी Salvation Army दे विच भी कोई भी organization Christmas time ते बहुत हुंदी आ, ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ unwrapped toy ਦੇਣਾ ਹੈ November 12th to December 10th ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ, ਨੰਬਰ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਤੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਤਾਂ ਆਲਸੋ ਕ੍ਰਿਸਮਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ November 30th ਨੂੰ ਹੋਣਾ, ਉਹਦੀ ਵੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਤੇ ਲਾਵਾਂਗੇ, ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ। ਸੋ ਕ੍ਰਿਸਮਸ ਸਪਿਰਿਟ ਇਜ਼ ਆਲ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਗਿਵਿੰਗ, ਐਂਡ ਐਟ ਦੀ ਐਂਡ ਆਫ ਦ ਡੇ ਅਸੀਂ different ਸਮਾਜਾਂ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਆ, ਪਰ ਇਟਸ ਆਲਵੇਜ਼ ਇਨਸਾਨੀਅਤ ਇਜ਼ number one. So in the name of Vinny, Uncle Vinny's Toy Drive, please support। ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਪਣੀ Sonia West। We'll see you again next time। ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।